In the Bay Area, history is all around us. It's told by our buildings, our museums, our natural surroundings. It's also told in cemeteries. NBC Bay Area's Rosato Jr. takes us to one Marin County cemetery where an old forgotten section has come back from the dead.
Each one of these stones out here has a story. There's a lot of interesting stories here.
There's a place in San Rafael where every road seems to take you back in time.
This area here is all Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian.
Where it helps to have a guide like Jack Thornton, director of San Rafael's Mount Tamalpais Cemetery.
See, we've got a lot of old markers and stuff clear up on the hills up here. You're familiar with Eddy Street in San Francisco?
Sure.
Well, that's the Eddy family right in there.
A drive through the cemetery reveals every corner, every stone is a footnote in history.
Most of the founding fathers of Marin County and San Rafael are buried here. This was made for horse and buggies.
Mount Tamalpais officially became a cemetery in 1879. The stones and their stories are here for anyone to see.
Well, this is the edge of the cemetery.
At least, most of them.
This is a real old section.
At the cemetery's edge is an old section where shifting land and unchecked nature have reclaimed the graves of some of its oldest residents. Beneath thick brush and poison oak, few even realize they were here.
We've got a map that shows exactly who's here and where it is if somebody wanted to visit them at your own risk.
Walter Keller, you got a pretty steep hillside.
Nah.
Charlie Kelly doesn't mind the risk.
There are 5 in this immediate area here.
And actually, I see one over here that I hadn't even noticed before.
The San Anselmo neighbor has become a regular here.
I've explored this hillside pretty carefully, and I think I've located most of them.
The graves were so obscured, Kelly and others using the adjacent trail didn't even notice them.
Howdy. Anyway, what was the question?
The question is then, how did Kelly find them?
During the winter, when all the undergrowth died back, suddenly these headstones just popped right out of the forest floor. That one down there says 1871 on it.
Kelly began to photograph the newly discovered graves and post them to a Facebook site for Marin County history.
And I got hundreds of responses.
He cleared away some of the brush, constantly searching.
I'm seeing something that doesn't look fully natural. Oh no, that's a log.
Seeking stories in the stones.
And it is to his beloved bride, 23 years old, who died in 1893. Now fallen over, and we'll never know who's under that.
Like others, Kelly wondered about this part of the cemetery and why it had been allowed to fall into such disrepair.
Here's the roadway up here.
That area may be off the road, but it's not off the radar.
And he was buried here in April 21st, 1879.
Thornton says the area Kelly ventured into is Old Section J, an area used for burials even before the cemetery officially opened.
Now here's a map of the cemetery from the 1880s. Here we go, J. Last name Durham.
As for the upkeep of Section J, Thornton says the shifting hillside and poison oak have made it too dangerous for his crews to maintain.
In the erosion and just trying to get in here.
This inscription here, it's actually in German. Unser Geleibter.
Kelly is satisfied he and others now at least know the graves are here.
Virginia H. Bucher.
And maybe that knowledge can help them exist in the thoughts of the living.
I just think that we should remember these people and say their names.
Joe Rosato Jr.
Because that's why they're engraved on a rock.
NBC Bay Area News.